Okay, so I'll start the introduction myself. Hello, hello guys. I'm VaeVictus, and I'll begin run Mega Man 7. As you can see, I'm running the Japanese version. So, guys, if you can, I'll do a countdown for start the timer. So I'll begin. Yeah, sorry guys for some random TV sounds. My microphone is quite sensitive, and there's a TV close.
Okay, if you want, I can count down for you. VaeVictus. We'll go in 5, 4. What? Are you ready?
So start the countdown. So I'll begin in 3, 2, 1, go. So guys, first of all, I need to tell about the difference between Japanese version and US version of the game. Japanese version it's faster than US version, but there is some RNG on the cutscenes. From now on, we need to wait. This cutscene was in US version, would take 2 minutes and 5 seconds. It's quite, we cannot we can do nothing to avoid this. Let's see, there's the shooting. On the transition, you can shoot a bullet or open the menu. I remember a time when I was doing a run and hitting start on the transition, and I did open the menu. Oh, I need to lock the screen.
So yeah, sorry everyone. We are having a little bit of audio issues, so we will just be having uh, the game audio here. But we do have a $20 donation that came in from Cosmic Gamers, who just finished his Mega Man 2 run, saying Tifa is best waifu. I feel like most people would agree with that as far as FF7 is concerned. So it does look like we are going to be working on a commentator, so hopefully we will have somebody joining us momentarily. Hey, what's up, Strizer? Do you have the stream audio on?
Yep, there we go.
Okay, well, thank you, Strizer, for helping us out in a pinch here and commentating the rest of MM7.
No worries. Frustrating, so I'm glad I could help out.
Yeah, well, I mean, have at it, man. I won't get in your way.
All right, so it looks like Vae just finished up Springman. In fact, there's two quick kills that you can do on the Robot Masters in Mega Man 7, although only Task Route does the dual quick kill route, so you're basically going to see all runners doing a single quick kill, which is going to be on Turbo Man once we get there. But he's going to be going to Shade Man next. Perhaps. There we go. Great. So Shademan stage, what we're going to see here, lots of zombie robots, lots of birds shooting pellets, large pumpkin. You're probably going to see some junk shield usage along the way, as well as some D-Wrap to take care of these little guys here. Switch to junk, take care of the birds. Seen runners use a few different options. Junk equipped here, but you can see he switched to Danger Wrap to take care of that one bat, and he's going to switch to Thunder to take care of the pumpkin. He's going to want to kill the pumpkin. Up. Good job, he got the one cycle. The eyes, because that makes the pumpkin destroy the right-hand wall and opens that path. If you actually destroy the pumpkin when it opens up, it will create a path downward. Where do we want to go? It's giving him a little bit of trouble. Dog can sometimes hesitate, sometimes they'll just jump immediately. Looks like one jumped, and he had another one just kind of pause on him, and he deboosted through. It feels great in this game. It is a little bit laggy, so you'll probably see it used a little bit conservatively. Firing a thunder shot at base. So we're going to see him switch to Wild Coil here, and it's the only special weapon in Mega Man 7 that you can charge. Affect the height in which the springs go. You can hold down to make them stay lower, you can hold up to make them jump higher. You won't be able to fire again until both of them are gone, so you kind of see him center himself between Shademan and a wall, so both of them disappear. Very good fight. Extra springs. So yeah, he'll basically position himself between Shademan and the wall to make sure that both of them disappear as fast as possible, getting his next one as quick as possible. And all this Dr. Light luck. On average, the Japanese version is faster. The difference is not only the text itself, but in the JP version, you can come across either Dr. Light, Roll, or Auto in the ending cutscenes, and they have varying lengths depending on who you get. On average, it's going to be faster to use JP, but it can end up being longer if you have bad luck. You see he's a danger wrap there. So you can take care of that guy as quick as possible so you can kind of just get away from him. You're going to use varying weapons across this section. A little bit of danger wrap to take care of these guys when they're down and guarded. You can fall into in the middle of those tires. Oh no. He hits the spikes. A little bit daunting. You can actually fall through in the middle of those tires. It can be very frustrating for new players. The first checkpoint is pretty rough for this stage, for sure. For weapon ammo purposes, looks like he's going to opt out of up there. And he's through. Yeah, the iframes in 7, I think, are 60 frames, if I'm not mistaken. You wouldn't think that half a second feels like a lot, but half a second feels like a lot. Opting to grab the E-tank. secure the truck using charge. Oh, well, okay. I guess I was incorrect when I said that the coil was the only one that you can charge. It's the only one that you can charge conventionally. Noise Crush, or you can charge by sliding into it. He's going for the quick kill setup here. Oh, and he crept 1 frame, or 1 pixel too far. Kill works there is essentially you have to shoot a Noise Crush on the same frame that you go through the door, and it bounces back and forth, and it causes Turbo to get hit just as his health starts to fill. Regardless, so I mean, doesn't waste that much time having to do the actual fight. He went 1 pixel too far forward. This is your 8 Robo, though. Always worth trying. Nice. Nothing as bad as burst roll. We have a long cutscene. New donations as of yet, but I'm sure you guys have seen that long list of raffle prizes. So if you haven't done so, not only are you going to be supporting a great cause, but you get the bonus of getting in for all of that stuff. So good stuff. And if you like what you're seeing, there's actually a repro card by Biddy Kong in there of Rockman 7. Like, I don't know if it's like this off-white colored shell, but it's very, very nicely done. He does some amazing repros. Essentially what's happened here is, like, you invited Basin earlier because you thought he was on your side, and turns out he's not, and, you know, Funga foiled again. He's basically taken the upgrade that was intended for you and Rush, and he's trashed the lab, with the exception of that computer on the left-hand side that looks very mysteriously like Auto. If we get the chance to see that again. Band 7 is a very expensive card, especially if you're looking in the US market, it is pricey. On to Wily 1. We're gonna see a little bit of use of Thunder right off the bat. Wheel. I've never seen that one before. Shield for safety, going over the Thunder dudes. Last I checked, I think complete Mega Man 7 in North American was going for 150 plus. But, oh no. A little bit of a dive into a pit. The game over out of the way. That's okay. We're getting that out of the way now. Getting it out of the way early. Oh, 150 for cart only. Yes, that's. Nah, the Mega Man X games, in terms of US, are actually expensive. Thankfully, speedrunners preferring the JP copies for most things. We get off, I guess, a little bit easier because it's cheaper. Yeah, if you're looking for a legit North American copy, you're going to be diving a little deep into that wallet. All right, so back over the pit. Jet. Ooh, that was a tight little jump. That was scary. I clenched. The riding rush over this section of platforms, minding the little dudes that fire 3 bullets. Oof. Hopefully this is the checkpoint, but just wants to mind his lives. Should be using Jet again. There we go. Be really tricky. Not opting for the safety E-tank. If you're looking for an extra one and you're not confident in the ones that you get along the way naturally, a quick grab, but I guess he did grab the one in turbo. So first visit from base in terms of, well, I guess no, second visit from base for including the intro. Uncharged Noise Crush. The charge and the uncharged version of Noise Crush do the same amount of damage, so you don't need to take the time to charge it. And he's going to want to finish base on the left-hand side, as you saw there, so he ends the cutscene on the right-hand side of the room. To Slash take on the Tank 2.0. Basically just got tracks for feet. Slash the rocks that come down from the top, it actually hurts him quite a bit. Be doing a combination of keeping him in iframes. To grabs. Oh, there it is. Okay, so he slid into him to avoid getting grabbed and taking damage intentionally that way, and we finish him off with a final slash. Wily 2. Good thing about Mega Man 7 is all of your weapon energy does refill between stages. So with your usage along the way. Of course, having quick swap makes for interesting strats as well. Nice little release of the junk shield there to catch the Sniper Joe under the shield. Slash. Base is back, and he has the upgrade that he stole from the lab. And behold, he is purple with wings. Same rule basically applies here. You're going to be seeing him use uncharged Noise Crush. He just happens to accidentally run into his own shot. Certain periods of invulnerability, so there are sections of his attacks depending on what he's doing. But he will be trying to optimally keep him in iframes as long as possible. But a junk shield to take a tire dude. Be a little troublesome for casual players. That ledge is funny. So you saw that he backed away before he slid. Fun little fact, if you're pressed right against that ledge and you try and slide, for some reason it just won't work. You have to back away very slightly. Successfully under it. I don't know why that is, but the strong toe up on the edge. Great, so we're going to see a combination of strats likely used here. He's going to be using the charged coil to do damage, but there's also a strat where you encase the baby turtles in danger wrap, and you push a bubble into the turtle's face, and it does just a ton of damage. We'll see if he tries to encase the third one here. Neat strat. I've never actually seen it done that way. But that was a very, very good way to do that. Nice fight. Didn't get too many charges. There's a lot of RNG in that fight, and the fact that the turtle can just keep charging multiple times, so that was pretty friendly. I guarantee Creed is correct. There are 3 different turtle patterns that you can get in terms of the baby turtles coming out. You can just stand there and you can just... These jumps are a little bit daunting. See, more use of the junk shield. Oh, ladders, please. Flashing through the Joes. Flashing everything, actually. They're also a little bit scary. You. The coil. Depending on preference, you can switch to coil or you can switch to jet there. It looks like you're going to be opting to our wheel strat. I've not seen that one. Section with the spikes is a little bit scary. Some runners will opt to, where he took the coil, use jet instead, and continue to use jet through that upper section where he opted to use the fire wheel. But it can be a little bit dangerous because if Rush gets hit, he can get knocked out from under you. He basically takes damage by himself. Be a good safety. It's not only the quickest route, but coming up here nets you a few tanks. Oh, and he's opting out of the tanks. May have been accidental because he is choosing to take a death. I'd never seen anyone skip the tanks before, so I was a little bit hesitant on that. He's going to try this again. There we go. It was a nice skip. Even if it wasn't not intentional, it was a nice skip. We're going to see him use Noise Crush again here, and he's going to be charging it by shooting it and then sliding into it. The box on this boss can be a little bit troublesome. But that was a really good fight. Mega Man 7 is also kind of unique in the fact that between every stage in the Wily Castle, it does take you back to click on Wily again. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Very few of them do that. On to refights. It's going to be refights followed immediately by Wily. Okay, so this is actually kind of neat. I mean, he's used a lot of torch throughout the stages to use it for freeze as well, which is valid. Both Junk and Torch do the same amount of damage. Junk, of course, being a little more laggy. Just somebody that doesn't enjoy the Torch weapon, so I think I use it in Wily 1. All of these strats that are being kind of liberal with it that I've never seen before. What we're going to be seeing here is he's going to be using Charged Noise Crush keys on Slashman. What he's trying to do is he's trying to minimize the cycles in which Slashman jumps off screen, like so. He has to deal with the soup, or whatever you want to call it. Junkman, we're going to see him using Thunder. To avoid the long iframes, if you hit Junkman with the two smaller sparks that kind of disperse from the main spark, as you see here, you can avoid getting the longer iframes. The first one, you do have to get the long iframes, but you can only add one extra one after that, so it's pretty optimal. To avoid the long iframes on Cloudman, you see him dropping the Danger Wrap right on the ground, avoiding the bubble portion, and just opting to right on Cloudman. See him sneaking a couple Charge Buster shots in there. Cycle for Turbo Man. Okay, so what he was going for there, and I believe at this point where he's gotten grabbed, it's kind of ended up being less than optimal, but working on that are a little bit quicker for Springman, if I'm not mistaken, it was PJ, in which you can use Noise Crush to get additional damage, and because the iframes are shorter, we save some time on that fight opposed to just using Slash. Opt for freeze here on Burstman. Turbo. Watch his health. Ooh. Oh no. Okay, so that is unfortunate. He is going to have to redo every refight. He was on the last refight. Get a victory lap. Don't have to worry, Vae. It can happen to the best of us. Again, we're going to see that weapon usage on Slashman. Under jump. He's making quick work of this fight. Charge Buster Shots to save a cycle in here. And we see him trying the charge Noise Crush. Alright, let's get some revenge on Burst Man here. Alrighty, like it was nothing. Last refight, we're on to Shade Man. Same strat as last time. Gonna be using Charge Coil. Gonna be trying to center himself essentially between Shade Man and the wall to ensure he can fire again as soon as possible. We're likely going to see him take a couple refills of Shade. And one of Thunder. Thunder's probably not needed, but, I mean, you're already there, you might as well grab it. Machine Stroll incoming. So first phase strats, we're going to be trying to shoot the window with Wily's face. Using the Thunder. Chip for the little spikes on the chin. Okay, phase 1 down. Next we're going to be seeing him switch to Coil. Likely going to see him use some form of strat where he's using Charge Coil and then try and follow up with either another Coil or a Freeze Cracker to get additional damage in. Okay, there's a double Coil. Nice. He's got lots of tanks. He just needs to play this safe and he's good. He's getting lots of low spawns, which are allowing him these double coils. So time will be on, of course, the final hit of Wily Capsule. Pulling the cord, going to be using the tank. Very wise move. I don't blame him at all. In time. Oh, no. I could land stuff when I miscalculated time. Nicely done. Nice Wily capsule. You DeVay. The capsule RNG was great. You hit a lot of double coils. Mega Man declares that he is more than a robot. Missed opportunity.
So, okay, and that was Mega Man 7 by VaeVictus. I mean, that was a really entertaining run. A couple mistakes, but nothing to be too ashamed of. That was a really good run for the vast majority of that. Coming up next, we're going to have Mega Man 9 with HJA running it, and Stryzer's going to stick around for commentary, and we're going to join. We're going to have Prodigy join us as well for some commentary. So stay tuned right there. We'll get it going in a few minutes here, and we'll see you then.